All right, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome back to Two Plant-Based Brothers. I am William the teacher,
And I'm Daniel Nowotnik.
and this is episode 6. Yeah, all
We're on the
right.
second hand. We're on the second hand.
Got to use two hands. I can't even figure out where my hands are. There we go. Yeah, like this. Anyway, today on this episode, we are going to be discussing shopping and meal prepping, something that's pretty much a big part of my life, at least, as at least one day a week. But it really helps me throughout the week and to get everything ready, especially when you're trying to watch what you're doing, watch what you're eating. That's
hmm
important. So, let's get into it. Daniel, how often do you cook every week?
Um, well, during recovery, it had been very seldom. But prior to recovery and the whole cancer stuff, pretty frequently, like most nights, I'm cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do like the meal batching back in the day, but it's been quite a while since I did that. And then now I'm starting to get back into cooking.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a favorite, let's just say, cooking vessel that you like to use? Something that you
Yeah.
use more, like oven or something else?
Usually a pan. Most things I use is going to be in a pan. I know your answer though. It's
What?
got to be it's got to be the
I
crock pot.
no, not a crock pot.
No?
I could cook a lot in a pan. I have an oven that I never use. I do
Really?
like to use, yeah, I utilize my toaster oven, because I'm not making large batches of it.
Ah,
So I use my toaster oven. And then probably the most important is my instant pot,
that's what
right?
I mean, not crock pot, instant
Instant
pot.
pot.
What's the
Yeah, yeah.
difference between an instant pot and a crock pot, since they
A
both
crock
have pot
pot's
in
a
them?
slow cooker, and this is a pressure
Ah,
cooker, right?
gotcha.
So you want to get the things done faster, than use the instant pot. So it's been really, really good for me. But, let's go into a few things. It's like, first of all, what do you do shopping without naming too many names? I mean, if you don't want to give any plugs, but maybe they want to sponsor us.
As far as the store I shop at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You never know. Actually, I'm doing it tomorrow, and it's gonna be Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is usually where I frequent, or Sprouts. They're pretty close next to each other. And then if I'm in a bind, just because of proximity, it's going to be Barron's because it's kind of more or less across the street from us.
Hmm.
And that just tends to be a little bit more expensive. That's why I don't necessarily go to Barron's, but mostly Trader Joe's is my answer. It's my kind of go-to spot for not just me, but also for the kids and the
Yeah.
wife.
Do you have a Costco membership at all?
Yep, we do have Costco. Uh-huh. We just don't buy in bulk as much as we used to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Costco's great for me personally for my to get almond milk.
Yeah,
I
that's
go
good.
through quite a bit of almond milk. And then other things like tofu, I buy in bulk. I go through tofu enough. They have a specific bread that I like.
Which
I
one?
get it's I don't know. They change it, but it's one of those it's not keto, but yeah,
Um,
it's high fiber. So, you
is
know,
it on the dry? I'm in the market for a new bread. That's why I was curious if is it soft, hard, dry, moist?
it's soft. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can make sandwiches with it. I mean,
Okay.
here's my
Oh, there you go.
peanut butter
Kind of sweet.
sandwich there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's I think it's called inked something or I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just it's good for me. I don't know if it's the
hmm
tastiest thing, but the price is okay.
hmm
And then the peanut butter that you can find at Costco,
Yeah.
you can find with just one ingredient or maybe two, and that's peanuts and possibly salt. But
hmm
staying away from the mass-produced peanut butters with all the
Right.
sugars and everything. It was a real eye opener when I looked at peanut butter. It's
Yeah,
like,
like Jiffy or what's the other one? Like
Skippy.
yeah, Skippy. Like they're
Yeah,
a
I mean
lot of
that's what
sugar.
we grew up on that, and it's delicious. Don't get me wrong if you like peanut butter, but geez, it's all loaded with sugar, so stay
hmm
away from that. But you can
Okay.
find some good things, but I have two. I'm very privileged, by the way, I must say. I can walk to two different grocery stores,
Great.
and they're right across the street. There's pros and cons to each one. As
Hmm.
far as one is open at 7 a.m. I usually do my shopping on Sunday. One's open at 7 a.m. The other's open at 8. So if I get up earlier, there we go. But the one open at 7 doesn't let me bring my backpack in. So
Oh.
then I have to remember I can't bring my backpack in. And the produce is good,
Hmm.
but it's not fantastic. Whereas the other store, it's much better. But the one that won't let me take my backpack in is open earlier. It's cheaper and it's good. So
Do
that's
you,
a lot of times where I go.
do you have a cart? Do you roll a cart on your walk?
No, 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 no.
Mhm.
This is the great thing about, and for anyone out there, if you're going to go shopping on foot, I highly recommend it because it really cuts down on a bunch of junk that you might buy on
Mm.
impulse purchases, if
Gotcha.
you will. So I go with a specific plan. There are things that I almost always buy, and it's good for me because it's what I can carry back, and I have to go
Hmm.
walk up a mountain to get back to my house. It's not quite a mountain, guys, but
It's
it's a good
steep.
hill.
It's
It's a
steep.
steep hill. So yeah, I definitely got to do that. But that's what I like to do. Your
Mhm.
neighborhood, I visited a few times. Very walkable. Now,
Yeah.
do you walk to the store? Do you
I
drive?
have, yeah, no, for Barron's, it's definitely walkable. So it's not quite across the street, but it's a mile.
Hmm.
Around maybe three-quarters a mile there. So it's about a mile and a half round trip. So it's a good walk, but all flat. So no hills, don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah.
definitely walkable. We also do have a Vaughn's, even closer, so about a half mile. I just don't go there that often. Find it overpriced. And yeah,
I
but
find it
if like,
sad.
yeah, it is really sad.
And I
A
don't want to
lot of
blast
prices.
supermarkets right now, but I'm going to blast them.
Go for it.
Okay, so the other day, my wife and I are coming back from running errands or number Sunday, and she wants to buy jelly.
Hmm.
Okay, and so we could just go to A or B. She says, "Oh no,
Hmm.
I want really processed, you know, like what we grew up on
Yeah.
jelly, like
Jelly from the 80s.
from the 80s. You know what I mean? I'll throw out a brand, Smuckers, right?
Yeah.
They want like Smuckers jelly. That's what she wanted. And at the other stores I frequent, you can't really find that. Okay.
Yeah.
You can find a better product, more of a jam or something like that, but it's
Hmm.
not going to be that just pure sugar
Right.
nastiness. But that's what she wanted. So we went to the local supermarket,
Hmm.
and it just was so sad to me. I don't know what to tell you. I don't go to these major supermarkets, and they're so big and there's so many aisles, and the
Yeah.
aisles are just chock full of nonstop processed food. The soda aisle is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a
And
whole
that's
aisle just for soda.
yeah, and that's something that I don't see in the stores that I frequent.
No,
Um,
same.
I'm not saying there's no processed food. There's convenience, and
Hmm.
I will. Um, a lot of times I'll use the Trader Joe's. I'll go to Trader Joe's for the tofu chorizo,
Hmm.
or I can find that at my supermarket too, but not the product name soy riso. I don't know if you ever
Right.
heard me go off on the can on
Yes.
a rant about that, but that thing's way overpriced. It's called soy riso. You can buy a competitor that's just fine, and it's not
I
that
don't
good for
know.
you.
I think soy riso it crumbles better at Trader Joe's than other soy riso equivalents,
Well,
personally,
yeah, I'm not paying an extra $2 for that.
for the
You know,
crumble experience.
yeah, no, I can. It's fine. I cook it all up with onions, jalapenos,
Mhm.
and then I add my beans to it. So that's that. But yeah, the walking around that supermarket, it was just everyone just seems sad, and they're just filling their carts with a bunch of junk. And
Oh,
uh, I, it's the state of America. I mean, you can. I mean, I shopped at these places for a long time, and when you make a change in your diet and you take a look around and you look at things. We talked about this before, not buying a list of ingredients, right? Buying something
mhm.
that's one ingredient, although like I said, I will buy a few processed things, of course, you
Yeah.
know. But anyway,
So
that's my opinion.
when you get home in your backpack or non-backpack, what do you use when you're not taking the backpack? Is it just
Oh,
bags?
I have a shopping bag.
Yeah, shopping bag. Over the shoulder? Are you doing what is What's the exercise when you just hold them at your arm length down
I
and you
don't
like
know,
kind of
but
walk?
no, generally
Nice.
like this, and then switch hands over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you get home, you got all this stuff, and this is typically Sunday. Are
yeah,
you're prepping for the whole week or the first half of the week?
a week. Pretty
Wow.
much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're gonna get what I do is I chop all my vegetables normally.
Hmm.
I get right into it with yellow, orange, red bell peppers. Like to have a variety of bell peppers,
Hmm.
jalapenos, onions, zucchini, uh, variety, usually some kind of leafy green, which I don't
Hmm.
chop up unless it's kale, then I kind of get it in there, but get all that stuff. And when I'm preparing these things, I like to keep the stems and the seeds and
Hmm.
sometimes skin. Make sure I wash everything and keep it to the side, and I'll make a veggie stock with that.
Oh, that's a
You
great
know,
idea.
and I don't know how much it really works, but the truth is this I had this epiphany one time many years ago, actually. I
Hmm.
was blanching broccoli and the water was green. And I said, you know
Yeah.
what? That's not just color. I'm sure there's some nutrients leaching out into that
Hmm.
water. I wanted to
Correct.
use that again so I can get every last bit of it. And so then that's what I do is I keep this stuff
Hmm.
and cook it in my Instant Pot with water and usually just like salt, pepper, and
Hmm.
that's about it. Let it go, and I'll get that going, and I'll have my broth. I'll make that if I need it. If not, I'll have it
Hmm.
stored. I'll use that for
Yeah.
my quinoa, which is pretty basic. I'll just wash up the quinoa, cook it with some broth. Then
Hmm.
once it's done, add a little bit of whether have fresh lemon or some apple cider vinegar. Mix
Hmm.
that in, give it a little bit of acid, and then with my veggies, get all that in. So it's a great dish, a little
Great.
quinoa dish that I use that I can just put to the side. I can either put it with my lunch,
Hmm.
with other things, or I can have it for dinner. One of those things that you can do with it. So great. Then I use that broth again for the beans. Usually I do garbanzo beans and black beans. Some garlic and just basic because I got that broth. It's like got flavor. It's already got
Yeah, it
like
already
salt and
has
pepper
a
in there.
lot of the flavor, right?
I've played around with putting the jalapenos and onions and all this other stuff in the beans when I cook them, but I I, I don't know. I just like find it better if it just the beans and the broth with maybe some garlic, and that's it.
Okay.
And now I got enough to do. I got a vegetable mix, and then usually I'll take some mushrooms. And here's the difference: is the wintertime and summertime are different animals, right?
Right.
And so in the wintertime, definitely getting more like mushroom saute with onions, jalapenos, mushrooms, zucchini. I mean, you name it. I'm using these things in a variety of different ways, the bell peppers and everything else like that.
Hmm.
Maybe mix that in, maybe with the chorizo. And then the whole time I got my tofu cooking in the toaster oven, you
Nice.
know.
And then
So
are you slicing that? How are you
it's
doing the
it's
tofu? Or
what
are
I
you just doing
normally
the
do.
whole
I
thing?
take a bowl, right? I take my mixing bowl, add garlic powder, onion powder, um, usually some crushed red pepper, paprika, basically everything I have in there. So if I have turmeric, I put turmeric. If I have curry powder, I put curry powder.
Hmm.
Something for a little bit of color, mix all that
Yeah.
up, right? And then I got two things. I got the dice
Okay.
tofu block, and so I'll dice them up and I'll toss them. I'll add a little bit of
Okay.
liquid aminos, and then get that going, and then put it on a pan and let it cook. And then separate it out into the lunches. So the lunches like you
Hmm.
got your quinoa, you got your leafy greens, you got your beans perhaps, or tofu and broccoli, a variety of different things. I wish I had a picture, but all right, already ate it.
That's
So
all right.
there's that. But then also I got the tofu crumble or scramble or whatever you want
Hmm.
to call it, where really it turns out like a chorizo and eggs, really.
Yeah, that's what like I love that. And actually that's what our kids have for their lunches, school lunches. We do prep those. So that'd be like our one prep where we do tortillas and we wrap tofu and chorizo just whatever fried up in the pan, wrap it in a burrito and that or a tortilla, and that's what they have for school lunch. They love it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I know your tofu scramble is pretty epic. I know.
It's been pretty good. I like now that I'm getting my taste back. I have to re see if it still tastes pretty good. Question for you because I think this is a good clarifying question too for the folks listening and watching.
Yeah.
Your beans that you're making, you're buying the whole bean, right? You're not buying canned beans, right?
Oh no, these are dry beans, and that's
Yeah.
another thing that you can save a lot of money by doing this yourself. Beans,
Right.
canned beans aren't that expensive, but they are loaded with a bunch of other stuff a lot
Right.
of times. And so when you can control that, it's a lot better. And I think the
Hmm.
Instant Pot's great.
Hmm.
I will just wash the beans, soak them a little bit, while I usually do that before I go to the store, and then
Hmm.
afterwards, while I get other things going, then rinse them again and add them with the broth. So.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's also less weight when you're walking back from the store,
Oh
not
yeah,
having that metal
you don't have those
can.
darn aluminum cans. You can cut down on waste. Uh,
Yeah.
one thing that one thing that I would say that I probably go through more than a lot of people are plastic bags, you
Mm.
know. But the truth is, people might think this is weird, but when I'm buying most of my produce, I do not put them in plastic bags. I just
Yeah,
throw them in
same.
the cart.
I don't either because I'm gonna wash them when I
I'm
get
gonna
home
wash them
anyways.
anyway. And
Yeah.
so, and I like to get a variety of different things, and sometimes I drive the people crazy. They go, "Oh, you got one of everything, huh?" I said, "Yep,
Yeah.
you got to get some variety."
I like when
I
they
treat the
put
people.
the one chili pepper on there, and it's just like a little tiny habanero, and it doesn't come up with the weight. It's just like weightless. He's like, "Come on, pal."
Yeah, I mean that's my gosh, what are they called? It's on the tip of my tongue. They're like red onions, but they're not shallots. I always
Shallots,
buy
yeah.
one shallot. It costs me like about 16 cents. It's 2.99 a pound.
Yeah.
They,
Oh, that's funny.
they got to charge
So
me something.
something I just tried out, and I don't know if you've tried this, but using because I use ChatGPT quite often, whether it
Yeah.
be for work or personal life, and because I'm kind of reintroducing flavors post treatment, spice being one of them. That's kind of like the last thing that's gonna be able to do it. I use ChatGPT to really give me a grocery list
Hmm.
from like using Trader Joe's, for instance, like grocery, like a database, whatever on whatever is available online. Say, hey, make me a shopping list, reintroducing the flavors I can, so I can start reintroducing heat or spice in this case. And it gave me a whole nice little shopping list. And then I kind of went back and forth with it, saying, oh, okay, add this, remove that, that sort of thing. So it was super helpful. I don't know if you've ever done that or you just kind of have you got your go-to list every week. You kind of
No,
have a creature of habit.
yeah, I've definitely done it. I bet you if I go to my ChatGPT now, there'll be a list of different recipes, so I get
Uh-huh.
variety. But I am so boring, and I like what I like, and I know I should. I try to introduce different things, like one week is spinach, and then the next week is kale. That's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That's funny.
I mean, but it's almost always the same thing, and I don't really get tired of it. The only difference is in the wintertime, I'm going to mix in the sweet potatoes. I'm going to start getting the sweet
Hmm.
potatoes pretty
Makes
soon.
sense.
I just cut them in half, brush them with a little bit of oil, put that in the toaster oven, let them go. And that's just awesome. I'll do carrots like that too.
Yeah,
Um,
it's super simple with those, right? The and
God,
root
you
vegetables
just
like that.
salt and pepper, a little bit of oil, or spray if you have it, pop them in that toaster oven, let them go. And I'm not making large batches. So,
Hmm.
that's great. And then I might mix in some, cauliflower, which I used to do a cauliflower rice, but
Hmm.
gosh, I would make such a mess, Daniel. I mean, I'm telling you right now, you know,
Yeah. Cutting a
and then I
cauliflower
tried like a
makes
food
sense.
processor and then it would get it like turn it to dust. And I want it. So it's just,
You crumble it, yeah.
yeah, I'd
Oh,
rather just, you know,
I
so
hear you on
that's
that. Well, you're
yeah.
making me hungry and all this.
Well, good, good. Yeah, I mean, I find it helpful. I know some people they don't like to do what I do because they want different things. And
That's me.
but here's an issue that we talked about before is that I'm cooking just for myself.
Hmm.
And so I can't really, it's so much easier to make a batch of something and divide it up over the days,
Hmm.
and then every now and then, I'll go out to the theater or something to go out to dinner with my wife on a Tuesday, and then we get to Friday and some things have turned and
Hmm.
gone bad. And that's the danger with it when you do that, you know.
Well, I will notice, at least for me with plant-based, the things go bad less frequently because there's no meat or dairy,
Mhm.
in it. Obviously, you're relying on the produce or whatever you cooked up to last. I don't know if that necessarily lasts longer than, but I know it's less less risky.
I honestly feel that way, and this was something I was thinking about just the other day, as one does, pondering life and everything, and going, you know, I almost never worry about undercooking something, right?
Same, yeah.
And it's just like, okay, if you undercook chicken, that could be death,
Yeah.
right? If I undercook my beans, then I might lose a tooth. I got to be careful with
Yeah.
that one. I mean that is a problem, but I'm probably not going to die. So.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Yeah, I don't know. But just because you eat vegetables doesn't mean everything is safe. You got to make sure that you
Right.
are cleaning everything. I mean, there are
Right.
different E. coli breakouts that happen because of or from vegetables. So,
That's right.
but I mean, generally speaking, I don't worry about the bird flu or these different things like that. Mad cow disease. So,
Yeah, me either. I go right by those stories.
I don't need that one. All right. So, what is your favorite weeknight meal?
Anything in a tortilla usually, anything wrapped up, but I'd say recently my go-to, I don't know if I have a go-to because we've been traveling recently, so
Mhm.
but kind of tacos. If I could put anything in a taco shell or basically what you're looking at in your background there, yeah, and
I
a
always get mixed up. I'm
corn
turned around,
tortilla,
so
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
How about you?
Now I believe these tortillas were handmade. Do you often hand make your
I don't think
tortillas?
so. Those ones are look like Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but we did make our own
We did make
tortillas when we
handmade
made
ones.
the
Those
taco.
ones are Trader Joe's.
When we made our taco episode that never got aired.
Yeah, exactly. One day.
Yeah.
And
All
then
right,
what is
man.
your go-to?
Oh, it's just it depends on the time of year. If it's hot, then it's just quinoa and beans. And then if it's or one thing I love to do, maybe people want to try this. I take hummus, right? And that's one
Hmm.
kind of process thing I do. I've made my own hummus before. It's not that hard, but I don't want to buy tahini and all that other stuff. So just take some hummus and some apple cider vinegar,
Hmm.
make it like a dressing.
Hmm.
Very
Yeah.
simple because you already have like the kind of fatty in there. So you just add some acid, spinach, full leaf spinach, mix that up, then throw in all the vegetables that I have already, mix it up and get big salad night, you know.
Nice.
Love that. And then in the wintertime, it is a sweet potato with beans on top. That's all you need. It's everything you need. Delicious. And then unfortunately, what probably going to happen is a few tortilla chips crumbled on top.
You gotta have a crunch of some sort.
Yeah, but I got to get off of those damn tortilla
Yeah,
chips.
make your own and just bake them.
Yeah,
You don't have the
tortilla
fry
chips are
part.
a funny thing. Like no one would put a stack of tortillas in front of you and you just eat them. But if you put a bag of tortilla chips, if you cut them and quarter them and fry them, then you just eat the whole thing. You eat 65 tortillas before you know it. So,
I agree.
all
My
right.
kryptonite. That's good.
Well, that's it for the today. Hey, feel free to leave us a comment. Tell us if anything
Mhm.
resonated with you, or you disagree with anything, or you want to teach us something about your favorite weeknight meal, or how you prepare for a busy week.
Mhm.
Anything is great. Go ahead and leave a comment.
Yeah, we'd really much like it.
Okay. I'm William the teacher.
And I'm Daniel Nowanick, and I changed my Instagram so it's Beard on the Trail.
Wow. But before we go, I gotta say, Beard's coming back.
Beard is coming back, so
That's
just in time.
amazing. Yeah, this guy showing off. Okay,
Uh,
nothing.
all right, everybody. Peace.
Have a good one. See you next time.